Hi guys, thanks for coming to my channel. I'm your Everyday Joe. In today's recipe, I'm going to be making St. Louis style barbecue ribs in the Ninja Foodi, so stay tuned.
If you want to show support to this channel, be sure to click the subscribe button. And to stay up to date on new content, when we release it, ring the notification bell. Now let's get into the video.
Okay, these are the ingredients we're going to need. We're going to be using 2 barbecue sauces. We have the Fieri, Kansas City Smoky and Sweet barbecue sauce, and Stubbs Hickory Bourbon Legendary barbecue sauce. We're also going to be using a rub. The ingredients for the rub are 2 tablespoons of chili powder, 1 tablespoon of garlic powder, 1 tablespoon of onion powder, half a teaspoon of black pepper, half a teaspoon of salt. And the star of the show, 2 to 3 pounds of St. Louis style baby back ribs. Okay, so first thing we're going to do, because we're going to be using pressure cooking in order to cook these ribs, you're going to be needing about a cup of water or so just at the bottom, because we are going to be pressure cooking. So just pour that in there. And I'm going to be putting the ribs in the pan where it has this little diffuser thing. It's going to keep it above the water anyway. So let's just put this aside here for now, make some room. I put all the rub seasonings together, which is going to wipe it on all over the front and the back of the ribs. You're going to be pretty generous with this, so I'm going to get that in there, just get it all. Okay, this is going to give it a smokiness. Now today we're going to be testing these 2 barbecue sauces, the Stubbs famous barbecue sauce and the Fieri one. Not sure which one I'm going to like better in the Foodi, but we're going to try both and we'll see which one has a better flavor. So again, just keep seasoning this. And I've already taken the white skin off the back, the silver skin off the back. I've cleaned these all up, washed them, and dried them. So these are at room temperature right now. You want to make sure that your any meats that you cook, you want to bring them up to room temperature. So you want to let them sit probably on the counter for 15-20 minutes just to get the room temperature. Okay, and you want to be pretty generous with this. Okay, and I'm doing it in this little container, so anything that runs off goes into the bottom ribs. Saves me a little bit of work. Okay, and here, so I think we're good here. And what I'm going to do is, you have the wide end and the thin end. I'm going to put the wide end right at the bottom of the pan here like this. And do the second one here. All right. Okay, and just pour that in here. We'll get that all working really well here. And these are, again, the St. Louis style baby back ribs. To me, they seem to be the most tender, especially if you want to make them fall off the bone. And we're going to do the pressure cooking on this to help that along. I'm going to post up another video here that I did in the power air fry oven where I steamed them. I just wasn't sure on this Foodi if the pressure cook will make a difference, and you can check out both videos. I'll link them all up here so you can take a look. Okay, we have that. I'm going to put this in here like this. And what I'm going to do is, if you can see, I'm just going to close them in together while they pressure cook. It'll help support them. They won't fall over and knock off any of the seasoning. Okay, so I'm going to wash my hands and we'll get the pressure lid on. All right, so at this point here, we're going to get the pressure lid here, the steam lid. And you want to make sure you line up the arrows. There's an arrow here and an arrow here. Push that down, make sure it's all seated. Turn that. Turn the power on. We're going to go to pressure here on high for 20 minutes. 20 minutes, and we hit start. We're going to close the valve like that, and we're going to build up pressure. It's probably going to take between 5 and 7 minutes or so till the pin builds up enough pressure. The valve closes, and that's when the timer will start. So we'll come back when that's done, and I'll show you what they look like for the next step. Okay, so the pressure cooker just finished. As you can see, it's starting to time up, and it sets itself automatically to keep warm. So now what we're going to do, we're going to do a quick release on this. A nice little trick to use is use a towel on top of it so it doesn't spray steam and liquid all over the place, also to protect you. And we're going to do a quick release on this by releasing that, just like that. That's probably going to take a few minutes in order to come down. Once that's done, we'll get you back on, and I'll show you the next step. Okay, so this is just about done. We're going to wait just for that valve just dropped right now, so it's safe to open. I'm going to use a glove here. You don't need it for the top, but I'm going to need it for the bottom, and you can see the steam and everything inside there. Put that aside, and it is bubbling. It is very hot in there. So what we're going to do here is I'm just going to take this out for right now, because what we want to do is we want to dump the liquid. In order to get a good crisp on these, you got to get rid of the liquid. So I'm just going to take the pot out, and you can hear it beep when you remove it. There's that safety switch at the bottom. So we're just going to dump that in the sink. Okay, not going to worry too much about cleaning the inside of it. This is a pretty good non-stick ceramic coating, so it does really well. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to take this out, put it here, take this one here out, and that way we can experiment with our two barbecue sauces, the Fieri version and the Stubbs Hickory version. So I'm going to put the pan back in, and I'm just going to do it real quick here. I'm just going to pour it on top of this one here. Now this looks like it's pretty loose. It's not really thick barbecue sauce. This is Stubbs, and it smells really good. It smells sweet. You can smell the hickory wood in there. So we're just going to give it a little bit of a barbecue paint job here. Okay. All right, so give that little turn here. Move that out of the way. I'm going to pour a little bit more on here. Because you've got to make sure you get it all the way around. And you can see the meat is just falling off the bone here already. So it's not going to take much. So just going to pour that in. Just going to slide right over. Just want to make sure we get the edges here. Okay. All right. So we're good here. So what I'm going to do here is and you know, the bones they feel real loose in there, so they're pretty much ready to come off. When I put them in for the pressure cooking, I leaned them in, kind of pyramid them this way here. On the air fryer, I'm going to put them against the side this way here, so they both crisp up nicely. Get Stubbs out of the way, and let's check out Fieri. And this is the Kansas City Smoke and Sweet. There is a different smell to this, so it doesn't seem as thin as that too. Looks like it's pretty thick coming out, so looks like it'd probably stick better, but we'll see how it tastes when we're done here. So I'm just gonna kind of spread that around. It looks like it sticks pretty well. You know, I personally like it a little thinner. This is a little thick for my taste, but if you like nice thick sauce, this is the one for you. So let's move that here and get some more on the back. And again, you can see the ribs just ready to pop off here. So I'm just going to pour some, let it just drip right down there. You want to get the sides and the edges. All right. Okay, so that's ready to go here. So what I'm going to do is put this in. Again, we're going to lean this off to the side on the other side of the bacon pan, as you can see from the top view here. So just kind of lean them in this way so the heat gets on top when I close the air crisp lid. So I'm just going to wash my hands and we'll continue. Okay, so now we're gonna be closing the air crisp lid. We're gonna air fry it, try to crisp it up a little bit, get the edges a little crispy, a little darkened. Close the lid here. Turn the power on. Set it to air crisp for 400 degrees. That's the max on the Ninja Foodi. And the time we're gonna go for 15 minutes and start. Okay, so this is gonna go for about 15 minutes. At about 10 minutes, we're gonna open it up again, maybe give it another little baste, because I wanna make sure that it gets all nice and crispy there. Now you could wait to put the barbecue sauce on until later on, the last 5 to 10 minutes, so it doesn't dry out so much. I'm gonna take a look to see how it crisps up, because I want it to kind of dry out a little bit on the bone, on the meat. So it gives it that nice barbecue flavor. So we'll check back in about 10 or 15 minutes and I'll show you what they look like. All right, so this just finished. It went through a cooling cycle real quick. So we're gonna open that up and take a look. At about 5 minutes, I did rebaste it. What I do notice is the Guy Fieri version, because it's thicker, it stays more solid on there. With the Stubbs version, Hickory Bourbon version, dried up a little bit more, so it gave it a little bit more of a crust. So I rebasted both either way. So we're gonna wait till this cools a little bit. So put the glove on and take this out. Just kind of tilt it a little bit here so we can get to it. Okay, let's take the Guy Fieri version. This is the thicker version of the ribs, a thicker version of the barbecue sauce. And this one here is the Stubbs version. And either way, you're looking at the bones just popping right off. I mean, the meat's just coming right off the bone here. So we're gonna let this cool a little bit. And you can see, I mean, look at that. I mean, bone just comes right off. I mean, this is actual fall off the bone. Literally just coming off the bone. So we're gonna let these cool a little bit and we'll plate them up and I'll give them a taste and show you what they look like all cut up and ready to eat. All right, so I put them in separate dishes here just so we can see the differences here. I did cut them up because I want to see the inside, make sure they were done. You want to get to about 165, 170 degrees, but the pressure cooking will take care of most of that anyway. I mean, they're pretty much, 90% there at that point. So let's take a look at these here. This one here is the Guy Fieri one, where the sauce was much thicker, and as you can see, it's very juicy, and it is falling off the bone, very tender. Both are that way there. This one here is Stubbs version, and again, they cook perfectly with the pressure cooking. It really tenderizes it, falling off the bone. So we're going to give this a taste test and see which one I prefer. Now, again, you may not like either one of these. That's fine. This is just my take on it. So that's, I mean, look at that. I just pulled that right off the bone. Didn't even have to try. So I'm just going to take a little piece of that and give it a taste. So you can see, I mean, it's really juicy, really nice. Yeah, that's good. This one here has got more of a tangy flavor, where you can taste a little bit the acid in it, probably from vinegar or some of the other seasoning and spices that they have in there. So that one's not bad too, if you don't mind a little tanginess and extra spice. So let's take a look at this one here. And again, it is just falling off the bone. I'm just pulling it right off here. Okay. So the Guy Fieri one is pretty good. The barbecue sauce, you can taste the smokiness in it. It's got a little tanginess in the background there. I don't think it's as spicy as this one. This is a little bit more spicy. This one here seems a little sweeter though. So if you do like the sweeter part of it, this is probably for you. But they're both really good. It cooked perfectly in the Ninja Foodi. And the side-by-side on the barbecue sauce, again, it's a matter of preferences. The Guy Fieri one is I believe, is just a little sweeter, where Stubbs version is a little thinner sauce. It's not so thick, and it's less sweet, which I prefer. This is my version of barbecue St. Louis style ribs coming out of the Ninja Foodi, where we pressure cooked and air fried, or air crisp, according to Ninja. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you give either one of these a try, let me know what you think, or if you use a different barbecue sauce for your own, let me know which one you use. Maybe I'll give that one a shot too. Also, check out the videos I have on the side. I'll post the video from the Korean style barbecue ribs on the side here, and another of YouTube choosing on the bottom here. Also, click the globe at the bottom to subscribe. We appreciate any comments, as long as they're nice comments. We appreciate them all. We appreciate all our viewers and subscribers, and I'll see you in the next video.